Hello, and thank you for joining us on Diaspora Connect, where we champion excellence by spotlighting the resilience of Nigerian citizens, breaking barriers and making a difference across the world. On the show, we explore identity, origin, and diverse journeys of Nigerians in the diaspora. I am Abosede Adeniran-Aderemi. Let's get the show started with Diaspora News. The Nigerian Books of Record has inducted 5 distinguished Nigerians in the diaspora into its Hall of Fame, recognizing their outstanding contributions and global achievements. The honorees were celebrated for excellence across various sectors, including business, leadership, culture, and community development, and were described by organizers as ambassadors of Nigeria's positive image abroad. According to the Nigerian Books of Record, the Hall of Fame initiative is designed to document achievement, preserve legacy, and inspire future generations of Nigerians at home and in the diaspora. Organizers say the recognition highlights the growing impact of Nigerians worldwide and reinforces the importance of celebrating success beyond the country's borders. Congratulations to the honorees. What we do on Diaspora Connect is to connect you to your roots. So let's check out these fun facts on our Did You Know segment. Some incredible facts there. Well, let's now get to the discussion. Today on the program, we are discussing from classroom to global impact, building a teaching career in the diaspora. And my guest is Abidemi Bada. Abidemi Bada is a UK-based school teacher and education professional, which is a rare and highly respected role within the diaspora community. She has built a strong career in education, combining classroom practice with academic research and professional development. She attended Reagan Memorial Baptist High School and completed a finishing program at the Federal School of Arts and Science, Lagos, before relocating to the UK in the late 1980s. Mrs. Bada studied education at the University of Surrey and holds 2 postgraduate diplomas from the Institute of Education, University of London, and the University of Bedfordshire. She is currently pursuing a PhD in education. And in addition to her education credentials, Mrs. Bada holds IT certifications in Agile Scrum Master and Project Management, reflecting her interest in innovation and structured learning delivery. Beyond teaching, she is also a corporate MC, bringing strong communication and facilitation skills to professional and community events. At Diaspora Connect, Abidemi Bada represents the impact of diaspora educators in shaping future generations and strengthening education systems through knowledge, leadership, and service. Mrs. Bada, welcome to Diaspora Connect.
Thank you so much. Good morning. Thank you.
Good to have you, Janet. Reading through your profile there, you seem like a learner. I mean, you have 2 postgraduate diplomas. you are also pursuing a PhD. That's aside the certifications you have in the tech world. What is happening?
Interests. We have to keep learning. As long as you're alive, you're a learner. Like you said, I'm a learner. We have to keep relearning and relearning. And the things we don't need, we get rid of, and we progress with what's happening in the world.
That's incredible. And you relocated to the UK in the late 1980s. That's more than 3 decades ago. Tell me about the story.
Oh, well, after I finished my tertiary studying, I decided that Nigerian education system at that time was not for me, some personal reasons, and I wanted to relocate abroad, either to the USA or to the UK. USA was my first choice. It didn't happen, and then I came to the UK. And since then, I've been trying. I got married here, have children, and I thought, you know what, this is a place for me, and I thought I'll be here forever, but not at all. I have a soul tie to Nigeria.
So how's that happening?
Well, I think many years back, I used to just come back to Nigeria when there's a family occasion, funeral, weddings, and the rest of it. But in the last 7 years, I've been coming every year. Last year, actually, I was in Nigeria twice. And to grasp what is happening is not enough to read from the papers, the news, and a lot of time the stories are distorted. And you want to feel for yourself firsthand what is happening. And if I think I'm coming back to Nigeria, I think I need to reconnect tonight to my Nigerian roots and know how things work.
So how has that reconnection process been?
It's been fantastic. And I'll tell you one of the ways I've been doing that. I currently, I don't know how this will sound, but I would like President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to come back for a second term, because I know he started something that we can all see. I don't think everyone can see it, but most of us can see it. And I would like for him, like many others, to continue in the second term so that he can complete his mandate. And at the moment, I'm a convener of what is called the Renewed Hope in Diaspora. And it covers people both in Nigeria and all over the world to support him. And what we're doing in this support role is we are bringing people together to see some of the things that he has done and he's doing and wishes to do. And apart from that, I connect also with my community here, making sure they get the best of what they can get. I'm the past General Secretary of the Central Association of Nigerians in the UK. We support UK citizens to, align with what's happening here at the same time what's happening back at home. And that's it. And also, I'm from Ogun State, Ijebu-Ode precisely. And another person I'm gunning for, I'm rooting for as well, is the incoming governor of the state in 2027. I'm also a diaspora convener for his support group.
Well, I'm sure
I'm really in tune with my country.
I'm sure that in the days ahead, there would be many names being thrown out because, it's not clear just yet because the political parties are yet to hold their primaries, who flags the party's tickets. But then we'll get to all of that. Now that you've spoken about Ijebu, I'm thinking about this annual event that you host in Ijebu-Ode. Tell me about it. Was that one of the times you've been in Nigeria in recent times?
Yes, every year in the last 4 years, I've been coming consistently to Ojude Oba. And one of the reasons is to connect to my Ijebu-Ode background and root. And I think when I was a child, we used to come to Ijebu-Ode. I'm a Christian, but my father was a Muslim. And we only visited Ijebu-Ode once a year during the Ileya festival. And we know the things that it entails. We'll kill a ram, we'll go around and, the typical way, distribute rams. And it was just a nostalgic moment for me. And I decided, I don't do that now, but I go for the Ojude Oba just to connect with people around there and get to know the community better.
All right, that's incredible, and I really look forward to seeing some of the pictures. It's usually a very epoch moment when people attend Ojude and with all the Ashwebi and looking all pink and chic as it is. I'd really look forward to seeing some of those images. But aside this,
yeah, I'm not one of the regbes. I'm not inclined towards that. I just go there and enjoy the hospitality and enjoy the scene and the day as well.
All right. That's amazing as well. And it's good to see that even Nigerians who are in the diaspora are very much connected to some of these events back home, and they make out time to not just connect with those programs, but to be physically present and to support in every way possible. Now, let's talk about one of the things you do, and that is education. As a continual learner, maybe I'll put it as that yourself, you're in the education space, impacting knowledge into other people. Tell me about that experience in the UK.
It's quite interesting, actually. Having been educated in Nigeria at the foundation level, it's different, and I enjoy it because I actually learned from here. So I know people come around who've done their education in Nigeria or any other country and they find it difficult. But because my root is here in terms of that, I enjoy it. It's completely different from what we know in Nigeria or what I experienced. But it's a way of allowing children to explore learning and development through negotiations and debatable and deliberate actions in terms of they are putting their voice to. It's not what the teacher says, but you can actually have interaction with them, and they can stand on their own in terms of not just what's been given to them, but based on what they have contributed to their learning. So it's completely different, and it's a lovely experience. And also it teaches one to know that you don't have to use corporal punishment to achieve best behavior or learning or anything else. But sometimes I wish they had it.
Because when you're talking about corporal punishment, I was going to say that you're touching a very, very key point there. And African parents, I'm not sure they really want to hear that from you in this age and time.
I know we can instruct. I know in the Bible it says the rod of correction. And I've come to believe, based on my Christian background as well, that the rod doesn't always have to be the actual rod. It's instructing. The Bible says, train up your child in the way that he should go, and when he grows up, he will not depart from it. I have 3 adult children, the youngest being 28, the oldest 35, and I did not apply, and they're not spoiled. I did not apply the rod in bringing them up. I use instruction. Strict instruction, and making sure that they're assimilating it and being part of the process as well. And we can achieve that without inflicting the rod, actually.
Do you think perhaps your background in Nigeria, your spending your early years here, could have impacted how things turned out over there?
Most certainly it did.
And I say that I say that because here, for instance, back in the day when maybe a child is out with a parent, the parent doesn't need to open their mouth to speak. You simply look at the facial expression and you get the message. Don't pick up that item. Don't speak that way. Don't move an inch, and the child just naturally adjusts and falls in line.
Yes, I still use that method as well. It works. It's effective. I didn't bring up my children speaking Yoruba. I wish I did. They blame me now, but I think it's I was struggling with speaking my Yoruba very well at that time as well. So it's like, how we do it, especially us, the Westerners, excuse me to use that word. We want to be really anglicized so much. We don't speak our language so much to our children, but they understand the basics. Kurumbe. The simple things, though they know those things, those are the ones they understand, but they didn't speak. So when we're outside, I can't speak a different language to them, which I wished I did, but the eyes, they know the eyes. Even my students at school, once I give them, they go, oh, Miss is giving the eyes now, we need to stop. So when you introduce children to certain things and certain manners and certain ways of behaving, they will attend to it without you bringing out the cane. They will. So we need to be very, very careful.
You have been in that space for, like, what we would say forever. I mean, you've always been there. So if someone, and I know education holds a very integral space in somewhere like the United Kingdom. So should there be some young person who is interested in venturing into education and in making a name for themselves in that field, what would be your counsel to them?
It's a very important field, actually. There's a lot that can be achieved in education, and you're giving back, you're learning yourself. And as you educate and educate as you're educating and educating other people, it helps you grow as well. It helps you grow. You're learning on a daily basis. I've got the mind of a teenager because I work with teenagers. I know all the tricks in the books. I've been doing this now for 29 years. I know all the tricks in the book. I know how to relate. And sometimes it helps because when my friends or family members are dealing with their teenagers in a certain way, I'll say, why don't we do it this way? This is a better way of handling it. So it's something they have to prepare for, knowing that going into this is not just for the money. Because I say to my students sometimes, teaching is not just about the money. If it's the money, I don't get paid enough to teach you. It's a good profession, but in terms of all the rigors of it and the things that it entails, you need to be very disciplined, and it's something that is lovely to do. It enriches your life as well as you teach.
And if you were not a teacher, who would you be? What would you be doing?
I've always wanted to work with children. I think initially, as a child, my mother wanted me to be an interior decorator because I come into the house, I fix things. I go even up till today. People are sometimes, my family, they're waiting for me to come in and say, I'm sure when she comes in, she's going to fix something there. So my mother was saying, that is what you came with, that gift naturally, you should be. But I didn't want that. I wanted to do actually what you're doing today. I wanted that. And you know how parents still choose profession for you. And they said, no, you're not going in there. It's not going to happen. There are different things you could do. So I thought, okay, I want to work with children. In whichever capacity, I wanted to work with children. And during my school holidays, I remember once I worked in a school. It's still there. It's called Sunnyfields in Surulere because I grew up in Surulere. Sunnyfields Nursery School. I did a stint there and I loved it. It was hard work, but I loved working with children. I was there like just an assistant supporting the main teacher, but I loved it and I thought I would love to do this. And as I was training as well, I wanted to be an educational psychologist to support the children mentally. And I thought, as I was doing it, I think, no, there's more to teaching children than this. In the classroom, you're more a role model. If I'm doing that bit of it, I'm more kind of working within a guideline that tells me this is how far I can go and no further. I say to my students, I don't just teach you head knowledge. I'm teaching you skills for life. So I use a lot of anecdotes in my lesson to convey a point. I use a lot of life problems and ways to deal with it when I'm teaching. And it's quite an interesting path to take. I enjoy it. And even though I've been trying, I train as in tech, but I've not had the energy or the capacity to go and seek employment in that area because I'm still enjoying my teaching.
Yeah, and I suppose the knowledge again from that also would help in some way in your teaching career, don't you think? Of course.
It does. It has actually, yes. And we're into AI now. So all of that is playing a part in it. So I'm learning AI as well and how to use it properly in education and in everyday life.
How is it with the Nigerian community over there? How supportive and how close is the union?
It is close. I think over about 20 years ago, may so rest in peace, Sir Christopher Collade inducted what is called the Central Association of Nigerians in the UK, because when he came, they have different factions. And he said, how can I meet all these people? It's not possible. We have to create a central role, a central position for Nigerians to join and be part of it. So if there's anything happening in Nigeria or people are visiting from Nigeria, they can come into this community and be part of it, and they can speak to them one-on-one. And I served that community for 2 years as the general secretary, impacted my life a lot. And in our term, at the time we were there, that was when the issue of the passport in the UK, which was quite truncated and caused a lot of issue, was being resolved, where people can now get their passport easily from the UK. We were part of the working party that got that done. When former presidents, or like I said, leaders, I don't want to mention names now, or maybe I should, visit UK, we are some of the party that meets with them to welcome them and share ideas with them. So there's a connection. So when people want things done, and when there are rumors about things happening in Nigeria, the Central Association of Nigerians in the UK usually issues the right and correct statements, rather than hold on to rumors and telltales. Yes.
Okay, as we wrap up the conversation, Mrs. Bada, I want to ask you this direct question, because what we hope to do on this program is to draw up support for home. I mean, talk about people who are doing things already and see how we can do even more. What are you committing to in Nigeria, whether it has to do with education or in another sphere, to just make things better back home, such that the knowledge and experience that you have as a Nigerian in the diaspora is brought back home?
Well, part of the things I used to do before, and I wish we could do more of it, is symposium, especially in education. Go to schools and set up workshops, symposiums, training. But it's quite expensive. When I did it on my own back, and I found it really expensive to carry on doing that, and I had to stop. Well, if the government can support as well and call upon education specialists from all over the world, or maybe the UK, and say, well, we will fund this for you, but just come and issue even if we don't get paid for the training, we're giving back to the motherland. As long as our expenses are paid, I think that will help. That will go a long way. People are happy to do it. Like I said, I've done it before. It put me out of pocket a lot and I had to stop. But you know what? We need to come back and give back to our community. Motherland is important to a lot of us. We might be here and people think we don't care about home. There's a group of people who wants the best for Nigeria and are just waiting for the right time to come back home. If you noticed in the last couple of years, a lot of people are coming back home, identifying as Nigerian. And my children, if you ask them where they're from, the first thing they'll say, I'm a Nigerian, because they carry both passports as well. We made sure that was possible, that they're not just British citizens, that they're Nigerian citizens as well, and they're very proud Nigerians. I'm a very proud Nigerian as well. You ask me where you're from, I do not hide, I do not mince my words. I say it and I say I'm a proud Nigerian. I'm happy. I know things are happening back home that people, and the reason is because they don't have the true knowledge of what's going on. I know things are not the way it should be.
All right.
But another thing is, all these developed countries we're in had their problems as well. And over the years they've developed. Nigeria will get there. And I have that trust in Nigeria.
It's incredible what you're doing. I think you are phenomenal in your space. And I honestly commend you, and especially appreciate the fact that you are a proud Nigerian, even as you are in the diaspora. I've been speaking with Abidemi Bada. She is a UK-based school teacher and education professional. Thank you very much for talking to us on Diaspora Connect.
Thank you.
As we wrap up the conversation today, remember to be a proud Nigerian. Whatever field you find yourself, raise your shoulders high and sing that name aloud, Nigeria. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. Until the next time, keep exuding the glow of a true Nigerian, the unbeatable Niger spirit. I am Abosede Adeniran-Aderemi. I'll see you again. Goodbye.